This just in, you are looking at obviously a very disturbing live shot there. That is the World Trade Center, and we have unconfirmed reports this morning that a plane has crashed into one of the towers of the World Trade Center. The CNN Center right now is just beginning to work on this story, obviously calling our sources and trying to figure out exactly what happened, but clearly something relatively devastating happening this morning there on the south end of the island of Manhattan. That is, once again, a picture of one of the towers of the World Trade Center.
When you can see these pictures, it's obviously something devastating has happened. And again, unconfirmed report that a plane has crashed into one of the towers there. We are efforting more information on this subject as it becomes available to you.
Right now, we've got Sean Murtaugh. He is a CNN producer on the telephone right now. Sean, what can you tell us about what you know?
This is Sean Murtaugh. I just was standing on the Vice President of Finance.
Sean,
Vice President of Finance for CNN.
Sean, we're on the air right now. What can you tell us about this situation?
Hello?
Yes, Sean, you're on the air
Yes,
right
yes.
now. Go ahead. What can you tell us?
I just witnessed a plane that appeared to be cruising slightly lower than normal altitude over New York City, and it appears to have crashed into, I don't know which tower it is, but it hit directly in the middle of one of the World Trade Center towers.
Sean, what kind of plane? Was it a small plane, a jet?
It was a jet. Looked like a two-engine jet, maybe a 737.
You're talking about a large passenger commercial
A large
jet.
passenger commercial jet.
And where were you when you saw this?
I am on the 21st floor of 5 Penn Plaza.
Did it appear that the plane was having any difficulty flying?
Yes, it did. It was teetering back and forth, wingtip to wingtip, and it looks like it has crashed into probably 20 stories from the top of the World Trade Center, maybe the 80th to 85th floor. There is smoke billowing out of the World Trade Center.
Sean, what happened next? Does it appear to you that the plane is still inside the World Trade Center?
From my angle, I'm viewing south towards the Statue of Liberty and towards the World Trade Center. It looks like it is embedded in the building. I can't see from my vantage point whether it has come out the other side.
Sean, what about on the ground? Or any debris that is hit down there? Can you see
my
anything?
vantage point is too far from the World Trade Center to make any determination of that.
Did you see any smoke, any flames coming out of the engines of that plane?
No, I did not. The plane just was coming in low, and the wingtips tilted back and forth, and then it flattened out. It looks like it's hit at a slight angle into the World Trade Center. I can see flames now coming out the side of the building, and smoke continues to billow.
Well, generally, is that a traffic area in New York for aircraft?
It is not a normal flight pattern. I'm a frequent traveler between Atlanta and New York for business, and it is not a normal flight pattern to come directly over Manhattan. Usually they come up either over the Hudson River heading north and pass alongside the island of Manhattan, or if they're taking off from LaGuardia, they usually take off over Shea Stadium and gain altitude around the island of Manhattan. It's rare that you have a jet crossing directly over the island of Manhattan.
Just for our viewers who are just tuning in right now, you're looking at a live picture of the World Trade Center tower where, according to eyewitness Sean Murtaugh, he is a vice president of finance, an eyewitness to what he describes as a twin-engine plane or possibly a 737 passenger jet flying into the World Trade Center. It appears to be still embedded inside the building. Sean, are you in a position right now to hear whether any sirens are going, any ambulances, any sort of response to this yet?
Not from my vantage point. I'm probably 1.5 miles, 2 miles from the World Trade Center.
It is a remarkable scene, as we're seeing right now. Flames still coming out of the windows, black smoke billowing from what appears to be all sides. Obviously, windows shattered and steel jutting out from the structure right
Sean,
now.
once again, we're looking at these pictures, and
I
you're
see them
telling
in my
us,
office. I have them on all my TVs.
And you're telling us you believe the plane remains embedded.
I can't tell from my vantage point.
All right. Sean, thank you so much for
Thank
your
you very
eyewitness
much.
account there. Right now, we want to go to our affiliate NYW reporting on this as we speak.
With a little girl in his arms.
Did you see what happened, sir? Did you see what happened? What happened?
Well, I was in the PATH train, and there was a huge explosion sound. Everyone came out. A large section of the building is blown out, around like the 80th floor.
Was it hit by something, or was it something inside?
It was inside. Because it looked out. Everything was coming out.
Everything
all
was
the
coming-
windows were coming out. All the papers were
What
coming
is on
out.
the sidewalk?
I didn't see anything.
Was there any people hurt, do you know?
I just ran, and everyone in the PATH train just ran. I don't know if anyone was hurt, but I assume they were because the windows were all blown out.
An eyewitness on the telephone right now. Jean, what can you tell us about what you saw?
I can tell you that I was watching TV, and there was this sonic boom, and the TV went out, and I thought maybe that the Concorde was back in service, because I've heard about those sonic booms, and I got up to my window. I live in Battery Park City, right next to the Twin Towers, and I looked up, and the side of the World Trade Center exploded right when I looked up, and at that point, debris started falling. I couldn't believe what I was watching.
Can you hear anything from your position right now? Ambulances, sirens?
Absolutely, positively. There are crowds of people downstairs in Battery Park City. Everybody's come out from the buildings. This is the financial area in Manhattan, and there's a lot of fire engines. I can see them from my...
Kind of late for this one, y'all. It's a day late. Yesterday marked 20 years since 9/11, 2001 happened. The towers in New York were ran into by 2 jets. Many people have died. Many people died. Firefighters, policemen, EMS, all that went into that fire. Went into that huge, terrible accident in 9/11. I was only 1 year old. As I said before, I was only 1 year old when I'm still alive right now when I saw that all happen. When I was watching it, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what was going on because I didn't know much at the time. A lot of survivors are out there that survived the 9/11 attack. And at the time, we had President Bush as our president. Many people in that building, in them towers, were in that entire building when it collapsed. Right after the planes hit. Building was on fire. Many people were hurt. Many people were dead, found dead in the accident. In that terrible it's just terrible, horrific scene. The one that can give you night terrors. I know for a fact there's a lot of them out there, a lot of firefighters, a lot of policemen, a lot of EMS. We're all in that building after it was hit. 2 jets flew into the tower, making the tower collapse with a bunch of people in it. Not many people survived. Not many people made it out alive. Not only that, many of us still each day send out prayers. Well, it was 21 years, put it that way. Not 20 years, 21. But anyway, it's really sad to always bring this up every year. It gives many survivors a really nightmare to what happened. Ever since that attack happened, the world has never been the same. And we don't know why they attacked our building. The people in the jets were found dead after the scene, after everything has happened, after the building collapsed when they ran into it. They were pronounced dead at the scene. Not only that, so many people. It's a nightmare for so many people. I don't even know what to say. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain. It's every year. But I know for a fact, all of us know, there are survivors that had survived that horrific nightmare. It's very horrific to even put into words just how bad it was. But my prayers go out to all the ones that did not make it. All the ones, all the policemen, all the firemen, all the EMS that were caught in it after the attack. Prayers go out to you. And to the family that lost a father, a mother, especially first responders, that a lot of them that didn't make it out. First responders, or with a lot of them. A lot of them did not make it. As far as I know, when it happened, we were attacked in own town of New York. The tower was a horrific nightmare scene after both jets had attacked it head on. There's so many people in that building that had died and did not make it out, and some that did. That is one of the craziest nightmares that anybody could put or say in their mind. But no matter what happened, all the prayers go out to the family that have lost a parent, or brother, or sister, even an uncle that was in the entire thing of the tower incident. Many of us don't know why they attacked the tower. But some of the others do. But as of right now, I'm going to pay tribute to all of these first responders that did not make it out. To all the families that have lost a parent, mother, uncle, dad, just in general, family member in any part of the first responders. Prayers go out to you. And I'm here to pay tribute to 9/11/2001. Thank you, first responders, for sacrificing your life to save another. You did it just for us. And we'll see you on the other side. Rest in peace.